What's going on, Mets fans? I have a special guest on the podcast for today. It is Mets pitcher Joe Jacques joining me today. Joe, thank you so much for giving me a few minutes of your time. And first of all, how are you feeling? How's the arm feeling?
Good, man. Feeling ready to go, ready to get down to spring training already. So yeah, feeling good.
Good. I can't wait to see you out there helping the Mets out, helping my favorite team out. We need as much pitching as possible. If you followed us last year, we were pretty light on the pitching department. So, Joe, just a couple of little fun facts about you. Former Manhattan Jasper standout, drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2018. You've been with the Red Sox organization, the Diamondbacks, the Mariners, and the Dodgers. Is that all correct?
Yeah, I think so. This will be team number 6. Hard to keep track now.
Well, this is it. This is the last stop. Lucky number
Yep.
6. This is going to be the one. So a couple things, Joe. When do you guys start ramping up for like spring training? I'm always curious about you do the workouts in the winter, but when do you really start kicking it into high gear to get that arm ready to go for spring training?
Yeah, so I treated this year a little bit differently. I really didn't stop throwing after the season. I just felt like my arm it wasn't very fatigued. So I mean, I took like 6 days off after the season, and kind of just really got right back into it. So honestly, my arm feels better the more I throw. So I started throwing bullpens probably in November, like mid-November sometime. And then I'm gonna face hitters this Friday actually. So
No,
I I I I plan on coming into spring training ready to go. So
awesome. Love to hear it. I love to hear it. So when are you guys? You said this Friday you guys are reporting, or just you getting down there a little early?
I'm just facing hitters at this facility I work out at.
Okay.
I'm not heading down to Florida until like the 31st of this month, which is still a little early. I don't think official reports till like the 10th or so. So
Gotcha. Now, if you don't mind me asking, were there other teams vying for the services, or did you pinpoint the New York Mets? Because if you pinpointed the Mets and you signed with us, it would make me extremely happy.
so there were other teams. I was able to elect free agency earlier this year, like right after the season ended, as opposed to 5 days after the World Series, which is when like the horde of the other free agents do. So I was able to get a head start. But yeah, the Mets were interested. They were interested during the year. But yeah, I mean, there were a handful of other teams. And, I mean, one of my things was I wanted to be back on the East Coast for sure. And I mean, I think there's opportunity there, and I would love to be that guy. So
And it was relatively early, correct? Like the middle of October that the Mets and you guys
yeah,
came to an agreement.
yeah, it was early to mid October.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, nice and early. So, if I could just take you back to the past a little bit, I'm very curious on a few things about athletes and their journeys. Judging from me, I used to be an athlete, not anymore. You could see all my accomplishments back here. But when did you get that feel or that realization that you had the stuff to kind of get to the high school level? Then you realized you had it at the college level, and then when did you realize I could actually get this thing to the minor league level and then Major League Baseball? When did you have that feel?
Yeah, so I had a little bit of a interesting story. So out of high school, I mean, I was a good pitcher in high school. I would say I developed a little later, but always a solid lefty. I didn't have any offers to like anywhere to play in college. I had originally planned just to go to Florida Atlantic just to be a student, and then kind of just decided to take a shot and go to Manhattan College in the Bronx and just try out for the team. Ended up making the team, and I mean, I was starting games by like the third third week of that season, and I mean, spent 5 years there. Uh, had a really good career there, but I would say not until like my junior year of college is when I started getting some interest from scouts, and then I got hurt my senior year, of course, and then was able to come back a fifth year, matched up against Logan Gilbert, who was ended up being a first rounder that year down Stetson. Had a really good game against him, punched out like 10 or so down Stetson, ton of scouts. I really accredit that to pretty much being the reason why I got drafted. Um, But then, yeah, had some success in the lower levels of pro ball, and then really when 2020 hit, it's like COVID. That whole year, I was able to like train really hard. As much as it sucks, I didn't get to play. I would say I developed a ton. So like before that, I always had the belief that I could get to the major leagues, just kind of based on my past and like how you know, you could say, I mean, people counted me out or whatever, didn't believe, but like I always have that belief in myself that I can do it. But I mean, I came to spring training 2021. Velo was up, stuff was up, and that's kind of when I realized it was like, damn, I think I have a real shot at this. So yeah.
Yeah, and you guys as pitchers, you're always tweaking things, right? Year by year, but pitch wise, you're looking for like the next. Are you a big analytical guy in terms of using analytics to try and tweak some of your motions or the way you're holding the ball with the seams and stuff like that? Because I know the Mets are kind of big into the analytical thing now.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's more of like a happy medium for me.
Yeah.
I think when you're training, like sure, that stuff can be good, but when you step on the mound, it's like you can't be thinking mechanics, you can't be thinking, trying to seam shift this ball or whatever. It's like you're just out there to compete. So it's like it's you versus the hitter. It's not the time to be, toying with stuff. It's go time. So
All right. Looking back to when, because you were traded from, if I'm not mistaken, from to the Arizona Diamondbacks, correct?
I was claimed by the
Playing by the
Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Now, there's two ways of looking at it in terms of claiming or trades or Rule 5. I think you were also a Rule 5 pick as well.
Yeah.
Do you view it more on the glass half empty or the glass half full side? I feel like the glass half full side would be, you know, although the team that I'm with is letting me go, there is teams that are interested in me. So are you kind of a glass half full kind of guy?
Yeah, I would say for sure. I mean, it's always a good feeling to, it feels like someone wants you. But yeah, I mean, there have been several instances of me, going to a different team one way or another. So like I started with the Pirates. I had been in AAA with them. I mean, later on in my career with them, I was in AAA with them for 2 full years, and then they took me off the AAA roster, which left me eligible for like the minor league portion of the Rule 5. Um, so I was like pretty shocked about that because I mean, I thought I pictured myself making it to the big leagues with them. So Boston picked me in the Rule 5 there. That was an awesome feeling. Just like you're in one spot for so long, and like you really as a player, everyone's always like, I'll never get traded, whatever. And here we are, like 6 teams later. So, but yeah, uh, and then eventually get DFA'd by Boston, claimed by the D-backs. Another cool feeling, although it sucks getting DFA'd. It's like, all right, back on another 40 man. And then last year signed with the Dodgers as a minor league free agent after the season ended, and then midway through get traded to the Mariners, which is another just like wild feeling. But I mean, it's cool. It's get to see a lot of different organizations and how they operate, and yeah, I mean, it's overall it's a cool experience.
How long does it take for something like that to get the adjustments, with the family, having to uproot and doing all that stuff, getting adjusted to the new clubhouse? How long did it take you? I would assume probably the second time was a little bit easier, seeing as if you've been through it a couple of times. How quickly does that process happen for you where you're just like, I've been through this before, I could get used to this. It's fine.
Yeah, like you said, the first time's a little, it's a little nerve wracking just going into a new clubhouse. You feel like all the guys already have relationships and they know the coaches, and like you don't really know anyone. But yeah, I mean, after doing it so many times now, it's kind of is what it is. Each year, teams have so many new guys. But as far as like my family, my wife is able to work remote during the season, so
Okay.
it is tough. But she's with me most of the time. It sucks being on the West Coast where I've been the last 2 years, and like my whole family when she's back home, it's 3 hour time difference. So and when I'm at the field, it's the communication isn't easy, but yeah, I mean, overall, I'm kind of used to it by now, but definitely happy to be back on the East Coast.
Well, now you found your permanent home with the New York Mets. We love that you're here. Just a couple of Met questions, if you could answer these for me. Um, David Stern so far in his tenure with the Mets, the Clay Holmes situation where he's turned him from reliever to starter, and he's also turned starters into relievers, long men into, how it goes. Have they discussed with you what they want your role to be, or is it just kind of be open when you get to spring training? And also a follow up to that, how do you view your strongest? How do you view your strongest level? What do you do? Do you prefer to be the long man? Do you prefer to be a seventh inning guy or a one inning guy? Could you start? What do you feel about that?
Yeah, so um, I would say by this point in my career, it's pretty established that I'm more of a, like one inning lefty specialist type guy. I did really good last year, like coming in with runners on base and, kind of being that fireman and getting out of jams and whatnot. I love that role, but ultimately would love to be like some sort of leverage type setup guy, like seventh, eighth inning, pass the ball off to the closer. Yeah, but I think at this point in my career, it's no more starting for me. That's only been in college. I'd love to do it, but I think that's not really how teams view me at this point.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And your excitement level. Where are you for this Mets team this year? You signed with them pretty early in the offseason in October, so you've got kind of the lay of the land of what their outlook of the season is going to be. I think it's far from over. What is your excitement level being a part of this Mets organization? And I'm pretty sure that they've welcomed you in and made you feel part of the family, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely we're at that time where it's like we're getting ready to go, and I can't wait to go down there, put on that jersey. I mean, it's gonna feel amazing. Yeah, I mean, I expect big things from the organization as a whole. I'm hoping to be, a big part of that in the bullpen. But yeah, I mean, I really can't wait to get going.
Awesome, man. If you can, I just have a couple of quick questions. I would look just so the audience can get to know you a little bit more. Favorite player growing up?
Hmm. I would say
Mike Piazza.
I was a big fan of him too. Jose Reyes, Johan
Right.
Santana.
Yeah.
Um, I would say Vlad Guerrero and Derek Jeter.
Now, I'm afraid to ask you this based on the previous conversation we had, but what was your favorite team growing up?
I was a Yankees fan.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. You're a
Not
part of the
not
Mets
anymore.
family now.
Yeah, not anymore. It's like the Angels were my West Coast team.
Okay,
Yankees were my East Coast team.
got you. Did you excel in any other sports growing through high school, and did you ever think that you could possibly do something in either any of those sports?
I mean, I played football and basketball as well. I wouldn't say I excelled. No, I don't think I never pictured myself
And
playing anything other than baseball.
final one: who is your favorite teammate from any of the organizations that you've been in?
Jeez. I mean that's a tough one. It's been 6 orgs now. I've met I mean, I've been teammates with probably over 1,000 guys at this point. I don't know. I'm just gonna say they're all great.
They're all
I
equal, right?
can't pick a certain one.
All right, Joe. Well, I'll end it here. I appreciate you giving me some of your time and for the podcast. I wish you a healthy 2026. Hopefully, you are a New York Met for the remainder of your career and have tons of success. So I just want to thank you once again for joining me on the podcast today.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Thank you.